until towards the end of next week.
And that weather event, it is going to be getting a lot worse, as you heard her say there. And actually, it has been raining consistently for around 3 days before today, so it's already pretty soggy ground, and unfortunately, it's set to continue.
Ngā mihi iho, thanks for the update, Andrew. Heartbroken and devastated, an Indian community leader says it's reeling after the double killing of 2 people who came to Auckland for a better life. A third person still in hospital under police guard and critically injured. Kim Baker-Wilson reports.
The painstaking investigation in its second day, with questions still unanswered. Why were a man and woman who came here for a better life seemingly stabbed to death? And how could it happen?
It's very, very devastating.
Yesterday, police called this a tragedy.
There are going to be family members out there who are grieving as a result.
Today, that grief's extended to the local Indian community, also looking for answers.
Very heartbroken, to be honest with you, very sad.
Postmortems were due today and tomorrow. One person taken to hospital with superficial injuries has now been discharged. They've been able to speak with police and they're being helped by victim support. But another person remains in hospital in a critical condition and under police guard. Police say they haven't been charged, but also say the investigation is in its early stages. The Epsom unit the pair died in is still under guard as well. A home that's a crime scene, taken over by investigators. Now the community's getting ready to give its support.
I have had a few phone calls already, and at this stage our focus is how we can help the family.
Police won't release the victims' names while next of kin are being informed, telling them and completing formal identifications will take more days yet.
Just would like to extend our message to the community that our thoughts are with you in these difficult times.
And police are again reminding that community they're not looking for anyone else. Kim Baker-Wilson, One
What
News.
does that mean?
It's been a decade since the controversial foreshore and seabed legislation was replaced by a new law, the Marine and Coastal Act. Ngāti Pāhauwera has been one of the few iwi able to move through the complex process. It's at the front of the queue to claim customary marine title from Napier up towards Wairoa. Yvonne Tahana has the latest.
If you're in the know, a good hangi starts at Mokaka Beach.
People from all around, right up the coast, they come here to get hangi started because they don't explode, they don't crack.
Something else cooking here too. Ngāti Pāhauwera is in the High Court asking it to confirm customary marine title. Attached to that, specific conditions such as the right to call rahui after drownings.
Some people come here and they ignore it. The only option you have to do is either let the air out of their tyres, beat them up or something like that. So the law should be the law.
We are also asking for the ability to make rules around
Oh,
pollution.
Lord.
So for instance, not gutting emission on the foreshore, but they're also asking for a biggie. They want to stop people from going to the toilet in their waterways. The tribe claims campers are the worst offenders. They're just doing it everywhere and anywhere. It arose out of Labour's much maligned Foreshore and Seabed Act, which stopped Māori from testing its ownership claims in court. Labour apologised for it in National put in place the Marine and Coastal Area Act.
In the end, it is about upholding the mana of the historical rights that Hapuni we have to the coastline.
But so far, only a small whānau and a larger tribe, Ngāti Porou, have customary title.
We had about 380 odd applications to the Crown for direct involvement, just over 200 applications to the court. And the challenge has been trying to work out how to process all of those applications.
Debbie Ngāre Wapeka says her iwi has been told it could face a 10-year wait to sort out the issue, resourcing the problem.
I think they're hoping that we'll suffer what they suffer, which is amnesia, and it'll get too hard and carry on too long, and it doesn't have to be part of their tenure.
We're going to keep at it to make sure that we maintain our environment, our tikanga, over the things that we consider to be the taonga of our iwi.
An issue that caused so much angst, still not settled yet. Yvonne Tahana, One News.
There's a race to roll out COVID-19 vaccines across Europe before a third wave of the virus spirals out of control. Many countries are now in lockdown or about to go into new restrictions. Supply of vaccines remains an issue, as well as mixed messaging around the safety of the AstraZeneca jab. The BBC's Lucy Williamson reports.
Never mind the Prime Minister, in France it was the AstraZeneca jab that needed a shot in the arm. After weeks of shifting guidelines, the message was meant to be clear. It's safe and it works. But only an hour before he received it, France's health authority said a possible link to blood clots in younger patients meant the jab should only be used for those over 55. Last month it said only those under 65 should take it. Lucky for Mr. Castex that he turned 55 last year. But only 20% of French surveyed this month said they trusted the AstraZeneca jab. As President Macron held off announcing a new lockdown, cases spiraled, and Paris hospitals are now scrambling to find space for patients who need intensive care. A lockdown light has been imposed on the worst affected areas.
It's not because it's nice out, because it's spring, that we put our lives in danger. It's not over. We're still facing the variants, and people should realise the gravity of the disease.
Across the border in Germany, Angela Merkel said she too would have the AstraZeneca jab. Germany had been hoping to lift some of its restrictions next week, but with infections soaring there, a warning from the health minister. Public opinion is only half the problem.
There are not yet enough vaccines in Europe to stop the third wave through vaccination alone. Even if deliveries of EU orders are now reliable, it will still take several weeks before the risk groups are fully vaccinated. Only then can we talk about wider openings in society.
Poland is also facing a surge in cases, with the British variant expected to account soon for 80% of infections. A partial lockdown will come into force there from tomorrow. Shops, hotels, and cultural and sporting venues will close. As Europe prepares for more restrictions, criticisms are mounting along with costs. Empty streets can help save patients, but delays in vaccines are expensive. Politicians could still pay the price.
Ihari Ahine coming up. Boris Johnson has returned to the hospital where he was treated for COVID-19 almost a year ago. This time the British Prime Minister giving his first dose of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. The 57-year-old spent 3 nights in intensive care at London's St Thomas's Hospital last April. He gave 2 thumbs up after getting the vaccine, saying he didn't feel a thing.
I literally did not feel a thing. And so,
do you like Boris Johnson?
Very quick, and you know what I'm going to say. I cannot recommend it too highly.
More than 420,000 people in the UK had their
Well, I
first
think
dose
he's
over
an
the past
idiot.
week. The government hopes
Early
32
on,
million people
when
will be vaccinated
thousands
by
of
the middle
people
of
are dying and it's really, really serious, he wants to send the children back to school. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you hate children so much?
After weeks of earthquakes, this volcano rumbles to life.
Where is that?
Kiwis.
Oh no.
See how Aotearoa pulled off one of the biggest St Paddy's Day parades of the year.
Oh, I think I missed everything, and I don't think there was anything in Wellington.
Lucky Stars. Then the boys feel the cold in Maine in the final of Breaking Dad. On tour, it's the larger-than-life adventure Jack the Giant Slayer. Then Mark
No,
Wahlberg
that
and
looks
Kurt
dumb.
Russell star in
Deepwater Horizon,
Later on, Duke the
not
Hunt
too
begins for
bad.
Arnie in the action classic Predator.
Actually, on Friday, 9:30, there's a
Check out the new dramedy.
Resident Alien.
Next Friday.
Well, there's a funny, what do you call it?
Show.
It's a series. I think you'd call it, it's a light-hearted black comedy. But it's called Schitt's Creek. And it's the story of they were very rich and very wealthy, the family, and then somebody swindled their money
Yeah.
and ran away with it all. And about the only thing they were left, and this shows how rich they were. The only thing they left is a piece of land worth $1.5 million, and it was the father bought it for his son for a birthday present, and the family had forgotten about it for 10 years. That's how wealthy they were. And it's, it's my son's birthday, what shall I buy him? $1.5 million worth of land. And then, because it was a little, I think it was a, what do they call, bed and breakfast or hotel kind of thing. And then for 10 years they forgot about it and it just went downhill. And then because the accountant or whoever ran away with all their money, they were forced to go and live in it. But they're just over the top, stupid.
So is it moving?
It's on TV.
Oh.
It's a Canadian thing, and I understand it won one of the TV things. Was it Emmy, Grammy, Oscar? Oscar is for the movies. Grammy is for music. Emmy must be TV. I don't know. I can't remember bloody everything.